Hello there everybody, this is Voccio here, and before I get into the details about Devastation, I'd just like to give a quick small update as to why there's been no content over the past week. It's been a combination of me being ridiculously busy. I've literally been out I've been out every day this fucking week, and I had the flu last week and over the weekend, which sucked. So I haven't really had time to sit down and render these videos. And get the MGS5 content up, but I was able to make it a week before my next My Thoughts on video, so yay! And I'll also be putting up an update talking about some things about the channel and asking for you guys' opinion on things, but that's for later. Right now we're going to talk about Transformers Devastation. And I like this game. I gotta say, I like it a lot. It's a platinum title, so first of all, you know what you're going to get from a platinum title. You're going to get good combat, you're going to get fast-paced action, you're going to get insanity, you're going to get a batshit crazy plot, and you're going to get some really cool mechanics to go along with all that. And shooting, as you can see, which I think it's better than it was in Metal Gear Rising, to be honest. I don't think it's as good as Vanquish, honestly, but Vanquish was all about the shooting, and the melee attacks were just, you know, a click of the right stick. So yeah, the shooting mechanics are fairly okay. But I am in love with the combat, and as you saw there, I perfect timed my dodge, and I got a slowdown. Yes, this game has the witch time effect from Bayonetta. Let's see if we can see it again. Also, that is the L1 attack, which, that little orange meter under my life bar there you can see moving, that's the L1 attack charge. We'll probably use it again in a bit. Basically, with Optimus Prime, the character I'm playing as, he materializes. He turns into the truck, and he materializes his trailer around the back of him, and he basically like tail spins into the enemy, like bam, bitch slap, which is really fucking cool. I like that a lot. And as you can see, you can transform into a vehicle and drive around. And it actually, one thing Platinum have done rather well with this game, which kind of surprises me, is they've managed to work in the vehicle mechanics fairly well. Like as you can see here, they've put like purple barriered, no, maybe I should rephrase that, laser shooters with purple barriers around them, and the only way to destroy them is by charging into them in vehicle form and using either a rush attack by pressing square when you're at full speed, or going through a boost gear and being able to just ram right through them as a vehicle. But I might use a rush, actually I think I will use a rush attack in this fight against Motormaster. And there you can see the perfect time dodge, witch time, and there it is again. I don't think it lasts that long enough, to be honest with you guys, and I think there's a system for making it last longer. Oh, and I should probably mention this at the fucking 3-minute mark. I don't know that much about this game yet, guys, because I've only been playing it for a day, literally. I have not been at it for long. I'm not super experienced at it just yet. So, you know. But I wanted to talk about my first impressions with the game, I guess. And I like the fact that it's got a witch time mechanic from Bayonetta. I think it needs to be longer. Like I said, I think there's a way to extend it, but I think it should have been longer, just the base, you know? Because the fact that it's a feature, even without any kind of upgrades, it should be longer. Like, it should be a comfortable amount of time. And the problem is, with how long it is, certain attacks, you don't, like, you can only get 1 or 2 hits into a combo before it ends, and you can't really, like, fuck up your enemy while it's active, which kind of annoys me. which time, because you know, one thing I loved about Bayonetta was that if you got a witch time dodge and you could keep it going, you could destroy your enemies in the time it took to go back to normal speed. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. I like it, but I think it's a bit underdone. And I want to talk about the vehicle. Well, actually, let's start talking about the basic combat first. That was a rush attack. You saw that. I was at full speed in vehicle form, and I pressed square or triangle or whatever, and I did an uppercut and sent the enemy flying, which is also a mechanic where you have to punch enemies with purple shields. You have to rush attack them, otherwise you can't damage them. It's kind of cool, I guess, but in a hectic fight it can be annoying. Also, one big problem with this game, guys, and anyone who's played Bayonetta or Devil May Cry or any hack and slash out there, even fucking God of War did it. Platinum have kind of broken a rule with this game in that enemies will attack you from off camera in this game. Yeah, they'll attack from off screen. Suck that up. Anyone watching this who is a big fan of these games and understands the mechanics, you know how big of a problem that can be. And how much extra planning is required for it. And if we're going to compare this to other games, there is one other thing I've got to say about it as well. It doesn't have a style ranking system. It doesn't have a style meter or anything. Which is questionable, if you ask me. Because, like, I mean, I know it's a Platinum title, and pardon me, in my own experience, I've only ever played one Platinum game that had a style meter. Pardon me, and that was Bayonetta. Like I say, I haven't played every single Platinum title I've played. Metal Gear Rising, Vanquish, and Bayonetta. Those are the only ones. So I can't speak for the others, because no personal experience, but, you know, I am a big, massive, huge-ass fan of the Devil May Cry games. Hint, hint, my Twitch ID is Voccio PSN. I sometimes stream it. For all you out there who may want to see. Sorry, I had to plug that, guys, come on. But yeah. So, as a fan of DMC, I'm not talking about DMC the reboot here, guys. I'm just abbreviating the franchise, by the way, before anyone says anything. I'm used to having a style system judging my moves, you know? And I'm used to mixing up my attacks to build massive style combos. And this game has a combat scoring system where every time you finish a fight, you'll get graded. And in fact, in this video, I got a double S rank, which is the highest combat rank you can get in this game. And I don't even know how I got it, because I don't understand how this game's scoring system works yet. Because there's no way. What I love about Bayonetta and Devil May Cry particularly is the fact that the style meter helps you know, gives you a very good idea of what your final score for the fight is going to be, and how likely you are to S rank the entire level, or in this game SS, since it's a double S rank. And I think it's an issue. It's really annoying, because it means that while you're fighting, you can't really gauge your moves as much, and you can't really gauge how it's affecting your score. So it's going to take me a long time, and I'm sure it's probably going to take... There, you see, there's the SS. I have no idea why I got it, because I even took damage in that fucking fight. You saw that 200 damage, and I still got a double S. So, yeah, I took damage. Yeah, I still got the maximum rank for that victory. No idea, guys. Seriously, I've got no clue. And it's annoying. I think it's an issue with the game. I do. And it's kind of a big one. Well, it's kind of a big one if you take these games seriously, like I do. And, some people do. I mean, if you're just going to play it casually, then, there's not really... The thing about these games is that they're very niche in the regard that playing them casually, it's not really worth it, because they're very short experiences on their own, if you want to play through them once. And, the value and glory of a hack and slash or character-driven action game, or even a fucking Platinum title anyway, or a Devil May Cry title, is, value comes from playing through the game multiple times on multiple difficulty levels. So, to anyone out there who's considering picking up this game, I'll warn you, don't play through it once, otherwise you will feel very unsatisfied. Be prepared to play through it multiple times, and discover all the mechanics and shit. But yeah, so I think it's a big issue though. I do. The lack of a style system, or the lack of any meaningful way to gauge how your attacks work while you're fighting. I mean, that's never really been a big problem with these games either, because the thing is, even in Metal Gear Rising, even though there was no style system gauging your attacks, it showed you how many hits you got, and after the fight, it actually laid out all the stats for you, like how many Zandatsus you got, how many dismemberments, how many cuts, and all that. So you could gauge it a bit better. But this game, literally, that's all it shows, time and damage taken. That's all it gives you. Well, there were some ones at the bottom as well, but I honestly didn't catch them, but there's not that much information there. There really isn't, and I don't even know what rush attacks are yet. Honestly, I don't know what they are. Like, the game doesn't explain this stuff to you, and I get it's a Platinum game, it doesn't hold your hand, but what about the people who want to score high in this game? I mean, as I said, Bayonetta and Metal Gear Rising did a fairly good job of explaining things to you, or, the attacks that needed to be explained and the mechanics that needed to be explained were explained, and the ones that didn't need to be explained weren't explained. So yeah, anyway, I'm banging on about this a bit too much. Let's move on to the graphics of this game, which I fucking love. I really like the stylized graphics that Platinum have gone for here. I think it's fucking awesome. You know, it's that old 80s Transformers vibe that you get from it. So yeah, it's really cool. It's really nice. It's absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, the lighting reflections on their body aren't exactly dynamic. You know, as you can see on Optimus here, where he's dark blue on light blue, it doesn't shift and move as you move, so it's not dynamic reflections or anything. It's just a painted on texture, but I still think it looks really nice. And I think the graphics are one of the most appealing aspects of this game, definitely. Like, I love the style. I really like it a lot. It's bright, and it's really bright and colourful as well, which everyone complained Metal Gear Rising looked too stale and bland. I didn't have a problem with it because I thought it fit the universe. But yeah, this game, complete opposite of that. Bright, colourful, vibrant. It's really nice to look at too. Double boss, by the way, right here. Devastator and Menasor. By the way, can I just say real quick, I knew who Devastator was before I played this game, but I didn't even know Menasor. I'd never even fucking heard of him until I played this game. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. The story in this game is pretty batshit insane, all things considered. It's... Okay guys, I'm going to be honest with you all here. I am still fresh off my first playthrough, remember, my first one. And I'm skipping the cutscenes for the sake of this, to make this mostly gameplay. To give you guys an idea of the mechanics and how some of these weapons work. Oh, I should probably mention I'm using 3 weapons. I'm using a hammer, I'm using a one-handed sword, and I'm using twin swords. And all of them have different attacks. Oh, and I need to talk about the game's RPG system. Shit, I might have to leave the plot out of this, guys, but it's a Platinum game. I don't think the plot's particularly important to mention. So the RPG mechanics in this game has them, by the way. And it's fairly basic, it's fairly watered down. You level up as you fight, and it's also got a Dark Souls style currency system where the credits you pick up you can actually use to level yourself as well as buy stuff, like weapons and stuff, and which is kind of cool. So, and I also think the way that the level system works is, if you were to play on one difficulty, and let's say you reach rank 10 on easy, right? Then you play on normal or hard, you'll still be level 10. I believe that's how this game's RPG system works. It still carries over to other difficulties, which is pretty cool. You'll find loot weapons and pickups as you play the game that you can use, obviously. There's guns. I haven't honestly used that many guns yet, because I haven't gotten any good ones. I've mainly been sticking with a sniper rifle, the one that I got pretty early on in the game, because it served me well for shooting down those annoying seekers. So it works. Like I say, I'll need to play around with the guns some more when I get better ones. Excuse me. I probably have some decent ones. I just haven't really tried them because I didn't like the damage on them. But I know they're not going to have as high damage as a fucking sniper rifle, so I need to stop being a pussy and try them out. But yeah, this is our boss fight with Megatron. And I actually did fairly well in this fight. I was surprised. I kind of kicked his ass. First day playing, guys. First day. I've got skills, bruh. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun. Just trying to think. I guess I can get back to the plot. Maybe. I mean, I've talked enough about the RPG mechanics, I think. Yeah, I mean, if you played an RPG, you'll... Oh, well, I should talk about weapon synthesis, I guess. And weapon synthesis is basically a system where you can combine weapons together to increase their stats. I don't fully get how that works yet. I'm sure there's some kind of trick to it, and there's, you know, you combine this weapon with this weapon, and it makes it awesome. Because there are different damage types that weapons do in this game. There's normal, which is these 2 swords I'm using here. They're just steel. There's heat or thermal. There's energon, and there's cryo for the melee weapons. And I'm pretty sure they all have differing damage effects. I haven't had enough time to really study them and see what they do. Because I've mainly been flicking between different weapons on my first day, just to try different movesets out. I've not really been focusing on the damage types. So yeah, I'm sure there's some kind of trick to the synthesis system where you can make weapons unbelievably fucking awesome. I just haven't found it yet. Yeah, we're coming to the end. I can't really cover the plot in 60 seconds. So I think I'll just end on the fact that you can play as 5 characters. I don't think I mentioned that yet. If I did, I may repeat myself. You can play as 5 characters. You can play as Optimus, Bumblebee, Wheeljack, and Grimlock. And I honestly can't remember the name of the 5th one, guys. I can't. Sorry. I really can't. I wish I could, but I can't. But yeah, Transformers Devastation, really good game, really good title, and it's a platinum title, and it's what we expect from the company. It has its issues. The lack of a style system is annoying, and yeah, really fucking annoying. In fact, the lack of really clear feedback on your attacks and the scoring system is a big problem as well. That really pisses me off, to be honest. The fact that I don't get any kind of feedback on how rank works. Like, I don't know why I got a C rank here and why I got a fucking SS rank earlier. I hope that maybe that'll get patched. I hope it will, because that's really the only issue I have with this game. I want to, that might not be everyone's problem with it, but someone like me who plays these games for the challenge and everything, I have an issue with it. So hopefully that'll get patched, because that's really the only problem I've got with it. I'm sure I'll get used to everything else in the coming days. But yeah, guys, I've got to end here, so thanks for listening. I'm out. Hope you enjoyed.